Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez. The 15th Annual Lincoln Arts Festival is coming up September 26th and 27th at South Point Pavilions. It's your chance to see great art created by nearly 100 artists from across the nation. Now, the festival is sponsored by the Lincoln Arts Council, and joining me to discuss this year's event is Melissa Epp from the Arts Council.
Thank
Hello,
you for
Melissa.
having me, Diane.
Thank you for being here. Now, Melissa, for those who may have not attended the festival before, tell us what they can expect to see when they get there.
Well, I certainly hope that if they've never been there, that they'll make a point to come out there. So we have about 100 artists, including food vendors, live music, kids' interactive art activities, wonderful, wonderful art, not only to see, but most importantly to purchase, to build upon your collection and or buy gifts for people. But it's a wonderful weekend. We have a blast out there.
And it's all price ranges. You can buy really small things or some major pieces
Absolutely.
as well.
Everything from a nice piece of jewelry to things for hospital walls. I mean, really large pieces, huge sculptures, all kinds of wonderful varieties of things.
And lots of different media then as well. I mean, it's not just paintings.
Oh, no. There's clay and jewelry and painting and sculpture and, name it. What else could there
Glass.
be? Glass blowing for
Fabric
sure.
art.
Fiber art, good. You've been there several times.
Yes, I have.
Thank you for helping me.
I've spent a few dollars there before.
Yeah, haven't we all?
It's a lot of fun. Also, like you said, music going on. Tell us who some of the performers will be.
I was just hearing from somebody at work. We've got Wendy and the Lost Boys. Wendy Bantam is a visual artist as well as a singer. Rich musical vibes, a Caribbean band. That'll be fun. The Lincoln Irish Dancers are going to be there. And of course the wonderful Jackie Allen and Hans Sturm. That's just to name a few. And that goes on 2 days of different performers. It's great.
Now, one of the special things that you can see at the event is emerging artists. Tell us about that special program.
Well, emerging artists, we like to offer people that have never presented before, or maybe they've just started their career, or maybe they're older and they're retired. And this year we have actually 2 emerging artists. One is Scott Grossenbacher, who actually works with the Department of Roads, and he does a sculpture out of found objects that you in your everyday life. They're quite whimsical and wonderful, and I know he's very excited about that. And then the other artist that we're excited about having out there is a young man named Luke Craig, who suffered a very severe brain trauma, I guess in the mid-90s, and took several years to rebuild his life. And it actually was through art that he's found new expression and sort of a reason d'etre, a reason to keep moving forward. We all know that art changes lives, and I think he's a great example of that.
Wonderful. Now, also, you have a patron program where people can basically, you get art bucks, you help to sponsor the event, you get to go to a special breakfast. Tell us more about the patron program.
That's one of probably the things that a lot of us look forward to. We like to encourage the artists that are coming, especially from out of town, that to show them that the people of Lincoln are serious about buying art. So we have a festival patron program, and there are actually 3 levels this year, and they do get there's 2 different levels. There's a $125 level, and so you get $100 of art money, kind of pretend, although it's real money, and you go and present that to your favorite artist or towards a piece that you'd like to purchase. And then part of that $25 goes towards helping put on the Lincoln Arts Festival, and we have a wonderful donated breakfast by Panera. And we have a few celebs that come out. It's a really fun morning. We have live music there. And then we've got another level that's a $250 level, which is just more art to purchase. And this year we're kind of excited, and I hope we can encourage, we're calling them the saplings because we're talking about trees. So we have growing oaks and rooted redwoods, which are more established art collectors. And then we have the saplings, which we are trying to point towards young professionals and students that might not have as much expendable income, but still art supporters and want to support the festival. So there'll be a lot of signs up around campus in the next few days to talk about that. But I really hope that the young people will start to develop that kind of support and passion.
Now, you mentioned Panera, another South Point retailer who's going to be helping us out is Barnes & Noble.
Oh yeah, Barnes & Noble, they're so great. I mean, we've been in front of their parking lot for 15 years, and Talbot's, may I also mention. They're very, very tolerant of us. And Barnes & Noble, when you come in, I know you didn't ask, but it's $1 to get in, and kids 12 and under are free, and you'll get a sticker. And anything that you go in and purchase at Barnes & Noble, whether it's coffee or a book or anything, just by wearing this sticker, the associates of Barnes & Noble will know that you're an art supporter, and part of their income will come back to the Lincoln Arts Council / Lincoln Arts Festival, which is really profound. It's very important to have that kind of support.
Now, do you still need volunteers for this? Because it takes a lot of volunteers to help at the gates and to make sure the artists are comfortable.
There are never enough volunteers, as you well know, but again, yes, you can go to our website. It's called artscene.org, and under Lincoln Arts Festival, there's a volunteer tab, and it's really pretty simple to sign up.
I did it.
You did
so
it?
It's simple.
Oh, good,
yes.
good guy. I know the feeling. But yes, you can do everything from setup to booth sitting to artist hospitality, and we need lots of people. And it's a really, again, it's a great place to meet people and just have a lovely weekend.
I have volunteered before, and it is a lot of fun.
Yes.
Great fun. All right, ages 12 and under are free, and the others just pay $1 to help the Arts Council with expenses. Now, the event is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. That's the 26th and 27th of September. And it's out at South Point Pavilions. As Melissa mentioned, it's kind of in that area around by Barnes & Noble and Talbot's. You'll see all the white tents, and it is a great time.
It is.
Melissa, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you out at the festival.
I can't wait.
When we come back, Jeff Mall will join us from the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Stay with us.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. Jeff Mall is here with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and you have been a busy division with the State Games of America, which highly successful.
Yeah, you know, all the buildup. You know, you get to the games, you do opening ceremonies at Memorial Stadium, and just what a great partnership this was for our community. I mean, to welcome over 15,200 athletes from the state of Nebraska as well as across the country was amazing. 47 states represented. Just a truly phenomenal event for our community, and you can put that on our resume right there with 2010 Special Olympics as something that people are going to look at and go, you know what? We can go to Lincoln and have a great event.
Lincoln does it well.
We do, and the hospitality, everybody out there, thank you. 5 City TV, the University of Nebraska, everybody. I think everybody stepped up in a great way.
Great. All right, well, let's move on to some things that are going on. Wow, I can't believe we're saying it, this fall.
I know.
Of course, there are a few things to do other than go to Husker football games. So let's start with the Twilight on the Tallgrass, the annual festival out at Spring Creek Prairie.
Wonderful opportunity to celebrate the harvest moon. Twilight on the Tallgrass is an annual festival full of fun family activities. You get to do some bird and nature walks, wagon rides, a special live owl show. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
And a chance to discover the pond and just a lot of great things because there'll be a full moon going on about that time as well. So just
So
pretty
hopefully
cool.
everyone will behave, right?
We hope so. We
Well,
hope so.
there is going to be something called Volta experiments, which is lighting off of natural methane in the pond. I don't think that's one of those things you should try at home.
No, I wouldn't encourage it, but it sounds like something interesting. Never knew it was called Volta. It was just lighting off methane for me.
Volta
Right.
experiments. All right. Art in the Garden is coming up again. Noya's Art Gallery is going to have 50 artist booths there, along with some entertainment.
And the artwork created by the Noise Art Gallery artists include watercolor paintings, metal sculptures, handmade sculptures, much, much more. Be sure to be there. Take home something from the event as a memory of somebody that you love or somebody that's close to the arts. Plenty of parking, free parking across the street at the Rose Garden.
I had out-of-town guests this weekend. We went to the Sunken Gardens, and I have to say, I have never seen them look so beautiful.
This has been a good year.
It has been it's the 10th anniversary of the
Yes.
renovation, and it is just spectacular.
Yeah, I said that about my lawn yesterday when I got done mowing. This is the best my lawn has ever looked in 10 years. So it's been a good year, and it's so much hard work goes into the Sunken Gardens.
Yes, lots of volunteer help. We want to give a shout out to Steve Nozzle and Alice Reed,
Yes.
they were there this weekend.
Were they really?
Working.
Well, they actually did some of the tearing out of the gardens at all this last
Not
weekend?
yet. Not yet.
We're not putting them to bed yet.
Not nearly time.
all right.
All right. The International Quilt Study Center and Museum has a really good exhibition calendar this year.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity to enjoy the African American quilts from the Cargo Collection. And this is an African American quilt from the Cargo Collection showcasing quilts acquired from folk art collector Robert Craig and also by well-known makers such as Yvonne Wells and many, many more.
The fall theater productions are underway, starting with Shakespeare's Hamlet. The Flatwater Shakespeare Company is presenting this classic at the beautifully renovated Swan Theater at Wyuka. Bob Hall is directing with Matt Lukasevich in the title role. A favorite movie of lots of people is coming to the Lincoln Community Playhouse. The Trials and Tribulations of Dolores Van Cartier.
And most of us remember the movie, right?
Oh, how could you forget?
Whoopi
It was
Goldberg.
hysterical.
I think she did it for this film. I mean, it just really hit home. It's filled with powerful gospel music. This is truly a moving story, something the entire family would enjoy.
And it's really a story about friendship.
It is.
Lots of great music, too.
Oh my gosh, it's a blast.
Haymarket Theater has a very interesting comedy. Doesn't sound like a comedy, Dead Man's Cell Phone, but it is.
A wildly imaginative comedy by Pulitzer Prize finalist Sarah Ruhl, and the work about how to memorize the dead or memorialize the dead and take a look back. There's a lot of good things about mortality in this production, and a neat setting at the Haymarket Theater as well.
Right, and this playwright was a MacArthur Genius Grant recipient, so this
It's a pretty big deal.
sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The Bridge Behavioral Health is having a comedy benefit coming up at the Rococo, and this is a stand-up comic who's been in the biz for a while.
He has been in the biz for a while, and you can currently hear him on Sirius Satellite Radio, Pandora, Opie, and Anthony, The Bob and Tom Show, as well as previous appearances on The Late Show, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, just a lot of great things. All proceeds from this event go to the Bridge, the Behavioral Health, at thebridgenebraska.org.
And it's a great organization.
Phenomenal organization doing a lot of great things in our community. A reminder, this comic is Jamie Lissow.
Yes, we hope that's how he pronounces
We're
his
going to
name.
just go with that.
All right, we'll go with that. Lead Center continues another great season, and we're going to start with the Lincoln Symphony, and they're going to perform one of my favorite compositions of all time, Rhapsody in Blue.
You were humming it earlier.
Yes,
I knew,
I
I
was.
knew it when you started doing it.
Well, I watched Frozen with my granddaughters yesterday, and I got to Let It Go out of my head.
Yeah,
So
yep.
Rhapsody in Blue is a better choice.
This is an obvious opportunity to enjoy the works of Gershwin and Ravel, and then we'll take an audience on a walkabout in American Paris. A lot of great things going on. A truly jazzy French night. I mean, they're going to wrap into about 2 or 3 different things into this production.
Gershwin and Ravel are two of the best.
2 of the best friends, I believe, as well.
Is that true?
That's what I hear.
I'll look that up.
Yes.
Joseph of the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is coming up next, and this show is irresistible.
Yes, one of the most enduring shows of all time, Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber's Joseph, and the Amazing American Technicolor Dreamcoat is the irresistible family musical. A Lincoln tradition. I think we've talked
Yes.
about this just about every year.
Someone performs it every year somewhere.
They do.
It's well loved. The UNL Chinese Cultural Festival is coming up, and the Lead Center is participating in that with the Shanghai Quartet.
Praised by the New York Times as passionate, driven, elegant, and nuanced, Shanghai String Quartet melds the delicacy of Eastern music with the emotional breadth of Western repertoire.
And the Punch Brothers are coming up. I think this is their lead center debut, and this is a big bluegrass band.
These guys are at the top of the Billboard Bluegrass chart, and Punch Brothers is an incredible roots band. This, again, is their lead center debut. Make sure and stop out to the lead center.
A must-see coming up at the Lead Center. I just hope everybody who gets to see Tony Bennett gets to see him at least once in their lives. He is the best singer in the business, according to someone who's also called the best singer, Frank Sinatra.
Exactly, and Tony Bennett will be at the lead center. It's hard to believe. He'll be on the lead center stage. This is going to be exciting. Get your tickets. He's won 18 Grammy Awards and much, much more as far as prestigious honors out there. So a great date night in downtown Lincoln.
And really, with his collaboration with Lady Gaga, he's introduced a whole new generation to the wonderful Tony Bennett.
Yeah, that was a bit risky on his part, but I think it worked for him.
I think it's really beautiful music.
Yeah, it
so.
is.
See the voice.
Yes.
Lincoln Calling is coming up downtown. This is a multi-artist, multi-venue. Jeremy Buckley usually books between 50 and 100 bands, close to 100 bands,
Yep.
solo artists, DJs, and lots of venues in downtown. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of great venues. Pinnacle Bank Arena, the Piedwin Bowl, Bourbon Theater, and Vega Lincoln. We have great music in downtown Lincoln, actually citywide. And the whole Here Nebraska, Here Lincoln movement is so powerful right now. And we just came off of our summer Here Lincoln series down in Tower Square. It was phenomenal. Great chance to enjoy a lot of great local bands.
Yeah, Jeremy is a great guy, and he's got local, regional, and national artists, so it's going to be a big week. Let's go out to the event center.
Your favorite?
The Black Powder Show?
Yeah, that's not your favorite?
No,
Oh.
no, but they're having something there, items related to the fur trade through the Victorian time periods. Now, I would want to see that.
See, I think what the folks with the modern black powder gun show did here is let's have a gun show, but let's throw something out there for the ladies. So this is maybe more than just the husbands going out and
There you
looking
go.
at guns, but an amazing event, 300 tables of firearms, ammunition, and sporting goods. Lancaster Event Center for this show.
All right, Cornhusker Kennel Club. This sounds like so much fun. If you're a dog lover, this would be, and who's not?
No,
Face it.
yeah.
It'd be fun to go out and just watch 4 days, all breeds, doing all kinds of amazing things that dogs can do.
A lot of great dock diving, agility challenges. And if you had a chance to read about this, Saturday is the Barn Hunt. The Barn Hunt is based on the hunting and teamwork skill of dogs and handlers to locate rats. Rats will be in a tube in this maze, but they're going to try to locate rats. This
Wow.
is something I've never seen before. I'm truly intrigued by this.
Wow, that sounds amazing. All right, a maze of dogs and rats. Oh, I'm not sure I can
This
handle
is good.
that.
This is going to be a big deal.
Yes, the antique show is coming up at the event center. You never know what you're going to find.
Yeah, glassware, jewelry, and much, much more. Just a great way, I think, to kick off the antique show season. There's a lot of shows that were going to happen now in the next 3 or 4 months, so this is just the start.
Yes, it is. All right, let's get out and run, starting with the Bryan Health Run to Overcome.
Yeah, they're going to be doing a 5K and 10K run. The loop course route begins and ends at Bryan Pine Lake campus. Proceeds will be used to raise awareness and provide education on topics of mental health.
The Last Blast Lincoln Triathlon is coming up out at Branched Oak, a beautiful setting, and this one benefits the YMCA annual campaign Strong Kids program.
Yes, and that annual campaign allows the YMCA to keep making strides forward in the lives of thousands of underserved kids in our community. Triathlons are a big deal, and we're starting to see some excitement on the national level, some national triathlons taking a look at Lincoln. People like Gary Bredehoft have done a great job of really
Yes.
putting Lincoln on the map, so we hope to continue that momentum.
And speaking of national and world recognition, the world's largest day-long relay. I did not realize Market to Market had gotten that big.
And if you don't know Ben Cahoon, this guy and his team, they put this thing together, and it's that big. It's a 78-mile course that will connect the Omaha's Old Market with Lincoln's Haymarket. They're going to get going before sun up. They'll be done before sundown, but it's an amazing event. Teams are encouraged. That it's actually been sold out year after year after year, much like the Lincoln Marathon. So a great way to celebrate running.
And
in
which
Eastern
team
Nebraska.
are you going to be running with, Jeff?
You know, I missed the deadline this year.
Oh, shoot.
It was my ankle just kind of sore.
All right.
I
Well,
just-
maybe you can get out for the pumpkin run. This is the nation's largest 1-mile youth cross-country fun run.
This will be a lot of fun, and my kids, when they were younger, would do the pumpkin run, and mom and dad would run along with them. And great course, Pioneers Park. The leaves are going to start to begin to turn and fall. Make sure and show up and support this event. It's a great event for everybody.
And now, for something completely different, who's smarter than a 5th grader? The Lincoln version. This benefits the Northeast Family Center. It's part of a whole evening. They have a dinner, all kinds of auction items, and Jenna Sherwood Klein of B107.3 is going to host the contest. I'll let you explain how the contest goes.
She's going to challenge local celebrities to answer questions based on LPS's 5th grade curriculum. Okay, doesn't sound too difficult, but you know what? I've tried to do some of my kids' homework in the last 2 or 3 years. It's more difficult than you think.
I think the history things will probably get me.
Yeah, we're excited this year. Clint Runge will be there to defend his title. School board member Annie Mumgard, Randy Hawthorne of the Nonprofit Hub, and State Senator Adam Moorfeld will be in there to try to challenge Clint for his title.
Wow, and the Northeast Family Center is such a great organization here in town. Of course, their programs include the Academy of Rock.
Yes.
You have a Community Learning Center there. So it's a fun night at the country club and supporting a great cause.
The other thing you want to note on that is they provide food for more than 160 families each week. So show up and support this. They'll have prizes from Jeff Foxworthy himself, who made the program very popular. So they'll have some things to give away.
Great. Well, Jeff, there's always a lot going on during Husker football season in addition to the football. So people can check out your website.
Yeah, Lincoln.org. You can give us a call at 434-5348, and that number will ring you directly to our visitor center down at 7th and P. Stop down and say hi. We're there 7 days a week, and make sure and answer all your event questions if you have them.
All right. Thank you, Jeff, very
bet.
much. And when we come back, Tom Lorenz will join us with the latest from Pershing and Pinnacle. Join us in just a few minutes.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Talks for coming back for more Out and About, and Tom Lorenz joins us now with more from Pinnacle Bank Arena, Pinewood Bowl, and let's starting to talk about that the consultant that came in and did a very positive report about the arena.
Yeah, a group called Venue Solutions Group out of Tennessee came in and did a operational review and a financial review. Because certainly, we're a couple years into the process now, and there were questions being raised: is the arena being operated efficiently, and how all the financing work. People were using the word losses and disaster and some of those things, and so it was a good time to do this report. They came through and did a very thorough report. We spent quite a bit of time with them, not just in a couple days that they were on site, but in continuous follow-ups, provided a lot of documentation to them. They talked to clients, they talked to the university and a lot of people around town, and came out with what we agree. We think was a very positive report. They felt the operation was done efficiently, and they looked at the financing. And when the financing was put together, and it was done a couple years before even the vote, that certain assumptions were made, and a lot of the assumptions changed, but they changed in a very positive way. Mm-hmm. When the arena came out of the ground, there wasn't the thought that there would be all the development across the street that happened, all the restaurants and everything else.
It happened very quickly.
Those came very quickly. The new parking garages came out very quickly, and a lot of development happened in the rail yard. So it was all very positive, but it does change the way some of the revenues flow. The way the restaurant tax has been very solid and is several years ahead of where they thought it would be. It allows them to do some different things within the operation. So maybe dollars that would have flowed to us for parking or dollars that would have flowed to us for food and beverage now go across to the restaurants at the rail yard or go to the other parking garages. And they're still very positive for the project, but now they can shift some things within. So it made us better managers. We documented all the different things we talked about, And so we're very positive and very glad that the process happened.
And it'll help your operations then going forward as well, because they made some helpful suggestions.
It did. You know, we had let some attrition take some staff out, and they came back and encouraged us to go ahead and rehire and to get some, take the staff back up. We started with about 44 full-time persons, and we're down to about 36 right now. And so a couple of those positions are key, and so they encouraged us to bring those back in. And so it was a good process, and we appreciate being part of it.
And Husker football is back. That always fills up, always, well, it'll be about the third year. It
Yep.
will fill up the arena area, and you're going to have some watch parties.
We are. We'll take 3 this year. We took BYU. We know that's the first game. It's generally hot outside, so people can come in and get to see the arena again, watch it there. We took the Michigan State game, which is a little bit later in the season. We'll have Heisman House there, and Heisman House we did last year. This is the first place that they're coming back to back-to-back years. They had such a great response for it. Brings lots of people into the rail yard. And we picked another game, so we've got those 3 watch parties, and so they're pre-announced. They'll happen for the year. Then we're also doing outside on the stadium terrace a pregame party, and you can just walk up to the top of the ramp, look over at the stadium, be able to see all of the parking that happens out in the festival space, and just enjoy a cool beverage or something, and meet your friends before you go over to the Husker game.
And then take a nice look at the Sea of Red.
And it is a wonderful sea of red. It's just fun to look out both directions. So.
Some big events coming up at the arena then. Resurrection Fighting Alliance is coming September 18th.
Yeah, and they're coming back. This is the second year. They were at Pershing last time. They'll be at Pinnacle. It's a great MMA group. They'll work with the MMA people that we already work with, DC Management, and the great part is that they'll cut live about 6 of the fights that'll go on to Access TV. So this brings a little higher level of fighter. It's a tremendous production. They'll have really good values as far as TV production. Not quite as good as Channel 5 here, of course, but no, they'll be great people to work with. And MMA continues to grow in popularity, and with UFC and Ronda Rousey, and so we'll have our own great version of that here at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Now, I understand Shania Twain fans have been waiting for 11 years to see her again.
That's right. She's been off tour for a long time now. She went out and did a show in Las Vegas and was very successful, like a lot of other artists have been. But to get back out and do a national tour, it's been a long time coming. Just celebrating her 50th birthday here in the last few days, and so it's a great time for her to be out. It's selling extremely well. Lincoln is supporting this probably better than a lot of other cities across the country. It's one of the better selling ones. There are some tickets left, but I mean they're going to be higher up. So if you're still interested in going, please look to that. But this will be a tremendous show, and she was really country and then went to pop, and so she's really kind of been the cutting edge of this, and it's great to have her in our building.
Def Leppard and Foreigner coming up October 11th. Is that one selling pretty well?
It's selling very well.
Folks our generation and younger.
That's that 80s and 90s music, and that when you look at the list of all the hits from these guys, it's tremendous. I mean, they'll be able to play hits all night long, and they're still a very relevant band. That'll be a fun night, and you hear a lot of people talking about it when you're out. They're looking forward to that show. That's just a great night to cut loose and have some fun down in the rail yard.
Darius Rucker coming October 16th, and he's had a really interesting career. What a distinctive voice
he does. He started out with Hootie and the Blowfish, and they had a lot of great success there. But he's been doing country now for quite a few years, and he's very involved with Special Olympics and things like that. This will be for Darius Rucker to come out. He's been getting great reviews. He's headlining his own show this time. He's got David Nail and Thousand Horses as support, which are really good country bands also. It's a terrific package. To be able to see Darius up close, and I'm sure he sings a couple of his old songs, but he's got some terrific country chops, and so looking forward to that show.
Fans of the Long Island Medium will get to see their hero in person.
Teresa Caputo is going to be here, and very interesting show. She's got very specific setup requirements, and a lot of excitement about that. And when they first talked to us, we were trying to figure out how we make the arena sort of fit that. It'll work very well. It's selling nicely. It'll be something a little bit different for Pinnacle Bank Arena, and there's again a very positive vibe about Teresa coming in, and I'm sure it's a little comedy, but she also as a medium, does some of that stuff. And
Does she bring in up audience members for that?
I know that she is very, we have to light the audience, and that there's stairs and carpet out in the audience. So yeah, I'm sure she interacts with them quite a bit.
That'll be an interesting one. We've been talking about this big NBA game for a long time. It's coming up.
Yeah, we're dealing with the Bulls almost on a regular daily basis now, just getting ready and getting all their stuff. This will be the last preseason game before they go into regular season. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot of regulars there. Fred Hoiberg now as the coach. It's kind of a triumphant return to the Midwest here, and back to Iowa State. From Iowa State now to the Bulls. Doug McDermott's coming into play. There's just a lot of fun things that are happening with this. This one sold out so quickly. It was on a one-day pre-sale, and then the next day on sale. The tickets are gone at this point. Maybe there's a few to pick up in some secondary markets, but this will be an exciting game and a big deal. We'll have Husker Vision working with us to do that great production, so we're really looking forward to this game.
And another blast from the past in December, Motley Crue and Alice Cooper.
I've been doing this for a long time, and I haven't seen Alice Cooper, so I can't wait to see a show.
I haven't either.
It's a really, it's kind of, but Motley Crue, we've done a lot of those shows, and these guys, they always talk about last tours and things like that. These guys have signed a pact with themselves that this will be the last tour. And this will be one of the last shows on their last tour, so it should draw a lot of interest. Veteran rockers, these guys know how to do it. This will just be a show that the production will be over the top, and so and it's selling well. Again, I hope a lot more people take advantage of coming down and kind of wish these guys farewell.
Right. It's been a very, I think the word you used was eclectic season out at Pinewood Bowl, but it's been a very successful one.
It really has. The last thing we did was Prairie Home Companion out there, and it was great to see Garrison Keillor, pre-show and then during the show walk among the audience and do his monologues from there, and terrific, it's not classic rock, but it's, Americana music up there.
Right.
And so that was fun. We started out with Lindsey Sterling. We've had Styx on arguably probably the hottest night of the summer out there. And so it's been really...
That's suitable.
Yeah, so it's been really interesting. But now the two shows we have left, Hozier, who is, alternative rock, and, his albums are... a little bit of folk and a little bit of rock, and he's got the great hit "Take Me to Church." So it'll be a really interesting night with Hozier. It's been selling out across the country, and great reviews. And then we get to finish the summer off September 25th, the night before a home football game with ZZ Top and Blackberry Smoke. And ZZ Top, these guys have been the standard for great rock and roll and blues for many years. They'll bring their great show to Pinewood Bowl. It'll be a lovely evening and a really rocking evening out there. So it's been a fun season.
I love the name of their tour, Grooves and Gravy.
That's right. Get down in there, and they're good Southern Texas boys, and so gravy makes everything better, and ZZ Top makes rock better. So.
Thank you so much, Tom. PinewoodBowlTheater.com is the website to find out more about the final two shows there. And then PinnacleBankArena.com is where you can find about all the great events going on at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Great fall ahead.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank you. And that is all for this month's Out and About show. I want to thank all the guests we had today. Now, if you missed any of the events, stay tuned. We'll be running a list again right after this show. Now, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.